On my memo tonight, I choose to keep my focus on COVID-19. This is because the world is not out of the woods yet. But I'm worried about Kenya because here we seem to have decided that somehow the virus has flown away and vanished into thin air. In the past week or so, I was able to take short trips to some parts of the country. I saw many people without masks. I also saw just many others with masks on their chins. And for the more adventurous, the masks were actually on their head. Reminds me of a comment I had once, that watu wanavaa mask kwa sababu ya polisi. Another behavior that I noticed was people were shaking hands and doing high fives without a care in the world. I wondered whether the people are fatigued or have just become indifferent to the whole corona pandemic and no longer see the sense of panic or emergency that we experienced before. Whatever the case, it is disturbing. And I have a theory that the people have taken a cue from their leaders. In the last few weeks, we have seen politicians stage huge gatherings that have made the daily warnings from the Ministry of Health sound like meaningless noise. The subliminal message these politicians are sending with these rallies is that the coast is clear, COVID-19 is gone and normal life can resume. It is possible that people have simply had enough. Watu wamechoka, wearing masks, washing hands regularly, maintaining social distance from others. Inaeleweka because that is normal human behavior. But what is also indisputable is that COVID-19 is still very much a part of our lives. That is why those in leadership must lead by example. We cannot have a society where the people are tired and the leaders are reckless. This is the time for real leadership to be seen. Those in positions of responsibility must stay on the message that COVID-19 is not over, and they must walk the talk. The helplessness of the Ministry of Health during the daily briefings has not helped either. Every time they ask questions about the leaders' behavior, they always throw the responsibility back to the people, telling us, oh, no one is forcing you to attend the rallies, or you do not have to go, or... We understand that some of the offenders may be above the minister's pay grade, but should he not have that conversation at that higher level? Why would he allow these leaders to make his words meaningless? Tonight, I really hope that we do not regret our behavior of the past few weeks. In Israel, for instance, the government has announced a 3-week lockdown because the country has seen new daily cases of infections skyrocket in recent weeks, climbing to more than 5,000 in a single day. Because of this, people will not be allowed to move more than 500 meters from their homes. South Korea, which was a model for containing the virus, also reported highest daily rise in infections in late August, and the country was forced to introduce new restrictions. Hong Kong was also forced to announce new restrictions to curb infections, which rose dramatically. Recently, the World Health Organization announced that the number of daily infections around the world had reached a record high. All these reports should jolt us back to the possibility of a second wave. They should take us back to the days when we were more vigilant. And by the way, have you noticed that the politicians don't quite mingle with the people during these rallies? Most of them actually don't. They'll be perched on top of their big cars and speak down at the thronging crowds below. That is why tonight I say to you, fellow Kenyans, we are on our own. Let us be vigilant because the coronavirus is still very much with us. Mienendo ya wanasiasa tuwaachie wao wenyewe. And that is my memo.